God damn it! He's over here! Get him!
Got him. Celebration. Nice, nice, nice. To block the sight lines from your opponents.
See that? Get him! He's got to be around here somewhere.
I'm going over this way. You guys, go check over there.
Hell is this guy?
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Two ways out of this.
I don't have a gun. All right. charred flesh in the morning. It's beautiful. It's so stupid. Alright, I'm freaking, coming up with a topic at some point. And, this topic is going to be good. It's going to be fun. And I'm gonna try and see if I can come up with one. Let's see, maybe related, somewhat related to burnout, overexertion of self, and, let's see here, where's the, oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
I shot the hell out of that guy, huh?
Yeah, you sure did.
Good times, good times.
I feel sick.
And you just hang back like I told you to.
Well, you're glad I didn't, right?
I'm glad I didn't get my head blown off by a goddamn kid.
You know what? No. How about, hey, Ellie, I know it wasn't easy, but it was either him or me. Thanks for saving my ass. You got anything like that for me, Joel?
We gotta get going.
Lead the way.
It's not safe here. Don't worry. We'll take good care of her.
We need to get back out, find that bridge.
Tell me where to go.
I hate this crap.
Alright, so, overexertion sometimes can be just a little bit less than burnout. A lot less sometimes. Overexertion can be,
I'll be able to get there with this. Alright. Damn, this is easier than I thought.
How about a hand?
You sure you can trust me with that?
Ellie.
No. Push!
I am.
Push harder!
There, how's that?
Let's go.
So most of the time, I think overexertion can can kind of stave off a little bit of what people would call like your nerves and stuff like that. So people think that they have to fast in order to be able to get themselves back together, I guess.
Oh, shit. Come here, keep your head down. Right now, I'm gonna jump down there and I'm gonna clear us a path.
What about me?
You stay here.
This is so stupid. We'd have more of a fucking chance if you let me help.
I am. You seem to know your way around a gun. You reckon you can handle that?
Well, I sort of shot a rifle before, but it was at rats
Rats.
with BBs.
It's the same basic concept. Lift it up. All right, now. You're gonna want to lean right into that stock, as it is gonna kick a hell of a lot more than any baby rifle.
Okay.
Go and pull the bolt back. Grab it right there. Just tug it. Here you go. And as soon as you fire, you're gonna want to get another round in there quick. Listen to me. If I get into trouble down there, you make every shot count. Yeah.
I got this.
All right. And just so we're clear about back there, it was either him or me.
You're welcome.
All right, so overexertion can kind of lead to stupid ideas and
What the hell's he yapping about? Take a breath. Who's dead?
The whole crew. The 76 lookout guys. Some fucking tourists killed all of them.
Shit. You talk to the boss?
Yeah. He wants everyone to hold their ground. Watch the gate.
All right, you heard it. Search the area. Do not let anybody through.
Headshots only. Oh my goodness gracious. Got set on fire again. No! Alright. Alright. So, people are gonna have to understand that. Shit! That wasn't cheating. Didn't realize that those were those guys over there too. Jeez, combat and stealth. Consider your supplies when shooting how to engage your energy. When choosing how to engage your enemy. Oh no! Are you serious? It's such bullcrap. I'm gonna light my candle. Lighting the candle. Because it smells like farts in here. It smells like farts in here. That's right. It smells like farts in here. Smells like farts. Did you know that it smells like farts? Smells like farts in here. I've noticed that it smells like farts. And hardly anyone else is farting. So it's kind of concerning. That much I can say. This is bullshit. This is such bullshit. My candle is lit and it is making things and stuff. Stuff and things. Things are amazing. Things and stuff and things. Oh, I have something in here. What are these? Oh. Marketing without advertising. It's really cheap and dumb ways to do things, and I'm going to throw away marketing without money for small businesses. Alright. Oh my goodness.
Do this. Cover me.
Got him.
Right here. Cover me. I'm moving.
Good job, Ellie.
All right, come on down.
I do.
How about something a little more your size? It's for emergencies only.
Okay.
Now the safety's on. Do you know how to switch it off?
I do.
You gotta respect it. This is not good.
Joel, be careful.
Okay.
We don't need the Fireflies. Sure, they might have started the fight, but we're the ones that have done all the work. It's our blood in the streets. I don't agree with them in wanting to take a fight to our cities. They need to earn their independence on their own. And I have definitely won't take orders from some Firefly leader all the way to the other side of the country before the fighting ends. I suggest we rid ourselves of them. This is our city, our people. I don't see why I can't just rule ourselves. Okay, so... this is a euphemism a little bit about I'd say it's either early America or young America. I think a lot of times don't know why I did that. Or at least that note is. Most of the time, when I see something that like references back to something, I kind of look back and see, I see my own problems sometimes, and most of the time I think that a lot of people don't realize that they're being controlled by outside forces and suggestions. I mean, that's why I think they called it the thought box, I guess. Back in the day, I guess. Celebration. Most of the time I don't think people really got the whole notion of that fact. They never really kind of like moved back towards like a certain thing and really got the whole concept of what people were trying to do, I guess, back in like the 40s and 50s and stuff like that. And even in the 1800s, everyone was just like, oh, they're all just drunk, that's what they're doing, they're trying to rule us, and they're fucking... No, it's like, a lot of times, people don't realize that the plants needed a certain amount of alcohol to be able to not stop moving. A lot of times, there were a lot of different diseases that were showing up and instating themselves, and when they get to like their patient zero wouldn't die, and then they realized that it wasn't the fact that it was a patient zero or anything. It was the fact that the plants were keeping that person alive because they could they could realize that they don't really understand like what I've actually tried to get at. Okay, Manifest Destiny, the comic book.
All right, do your thing, Ellie.
On it. Stupid chain is stuck. Hold on.
And this is where the evolution of people, like kind of like their skin kind of getting a little bit paler than it usually is. Most of the time, they didn't realize that plants kept people alive in certain conditions. And the fact is that it wasn't a whole bunch of stuff that was like, it wasn't just UV light that was making people sick or making people's skin turn either red or a tan. It was moreover,
How about you get me up there?
it was moreover, people not realizing that, I gotta get my ashtray. All right.
Help me open this.
Here.
You got it.
All right.
Time to go to work.
There we go. We're gonna get up the fire rate. Hopefully, the capacity is probably good. Yeah, and reload speed. All right, cool.
Yeah, it looks good.
Most of the time, people don't realize that
Get down.
No.
Busy couple of days, huh?
Whatever, man. Damn, no food, old pair of shoes. Let's go.
Man,
Ain't nothing we could have done.
I know. It's just... Oh, man.
Let's just get to that bridge.
So a lot of times people don't realize I gotta stop it right now because I gotta clean my chair. So yeah. I got my chair at the side of the road. Got side of the thing because there was somebody who was selling a house and putting out all the furniture basically, and I found this chair on the side of the road because I am a cheapskate, I guess.
Shit, Joel. Hunters.
There could have been an army in that truck. How the fuck did they wipe out the entire crew over there? Let's keep searching. I want to wrap this up before sundown.
Get off him!
Yeah. Oh man.
Got word from the East Side crew.
That'll do.
Celebration. There was a zombie right behind that brick wall.
They gotta show up somewhere.
Shower curtain. Son of a bitch. Yeah, he's totally over there. All right, so overexertion of any kind can lead to what's the word? Attaching yourself onto different thoughts that are trying to not that certain thoughts, I guess, but certain pathways of the brain that aren't used exactly for that thing just yet, and that's why a lot of times people wind up forgetting certain things when they're in a certain form of exertion. The reason why a lot of people forget that stuff is because they don't understand that that over a certain period of time, if they don't eat any food or if they don't eat any certain vitamins, they're probably lacking in a certain vitamin, amino acids, and a lot of different kinds of certain pills that they should actually be taking. But there's a certain kind of something, and people don't really understand the pathways of the brain sometimes, and they don't realize they're using that part of their brain. They just realize that part of their brain is helping them in some way, shape, or form, and when they actually, like, when those synapses actually do start sparking,
guy and his girl?
Who's that from? That's the guy on the kid, right?
Them, probably was in that pickup truck. It's a goddamn mess.
Hey, how long are we supposed to stand here with our dicks in our hands?
Come on, let's go check with the guys down the street.
Appreciate it.
Oh, shit! Spread out!
Shit.
More behind you! On your left!
Got him.
You're dead, asshole.
You alright? Alright, Ellie. Ah, damn it, O's. Dang it, O's. Alright, so, oh man. Alright, I guess this is the end of this one, but overexertion can mean so many different things, like overriding your brain, or not understanding a certain part of your brain, realizing that that part of your brain, it really does exist. It should exist. I mean, it's like, it's not gonna make you a better person or anything like that. It just means you're different, you know. And also, the people who are susceptible to susceptible to changing the tone of their skin, basically. When they're either scared or hungry or anything like that. The reason why their skin is like that is because they ward off predators, and because they believe that they're already dead, and that's what they believe. That most animals believe that that dead things that they have diseases, and they don't realize that the animals are stupid. They're really stupid, and they get high all the time. All right, so that's it for now. I'm gonna save. And realize this, the reason why they did this, the reason why they do that is because their heart rate is lower than other people's. It's like it's not per se like a cannibal or like a wraith or a crazy thing or something like that. It's not really crazy to like actually think that there's like actually people with extraordinary abilities who eat certain foods that different than other people's foods, and or the like the blood sausage from the other stuff, from the what is it called, from African lore, and or I guess Central African, I'm not exactly sure, but the blood sausage that the blood stuff that they put into the thing, it's like a certain protein sometimes when it's dried out, because they just use the proteins that are in it most of the time when they cook it. So they're not using it for the color or anything like that. They're using it for the actual protein inside the blood, because they usually procure that blood and they test it. They have it tested as well before they actually do anything, and that's why Africa has been really good at managing its diseases sometimes without actual like advancements in technology and stuff like that, because they know exactly what kind of blood or what consistency of the blood is when they look in the microscope, what they're looking for and how they're looking for it. So if you're looking to be able to control diseases in certain areas in third world countries and stuff like that, definitely talk to Africa, or talk to people, representatives in Africa, because they know exactly how to sustain life within a diseased area. That's like, a lot of people don't realize that not that many people in Africa do have the AIDS disease, and Lord of War was kind of like a perpetual motion machine for that kind of propaganda. And I guess that's the reason why, is because Americans, they believe that they know everything most of the time, and that's kind of what the way is. The reason why America kind of like spreads that like the plague, because they don't want people to spread wonderful cheer and everything's great and all that other different stuff. It's like, no, not everything's great, but that's mostly with any country. So any continent, I guess, because you mix in the bad with the good sometimes, and you don't mix in the bad with the good, but you include the bad with the good. So they have a lot of different techniques that they use in India and as well as Africa that can really manage certain diseases, and most of the time the scientists that were actually doing that were actually shaman, or not just witch doctors, but witch doctors mostly have elixirs and things like that with caffeine, and certain caffeine that actually doesn't have side effects. So that's pretty cool, and a lot of different other stuff. So but as far as that goes, burnout and overexertion can be kind of thwarted and looked over sometimes when people are in certain climates or anything like that. So realize that because you were like in a certain area at a certain time, and you got introduced to a certain either bacteria or some sort of thing, you could be not infected, but affected. And realize that if you took your immunities too soon, then sometimes those immunities turned into basically plant protein, and once that plant protein happened, there were certain what's the word, certain what's the word, certain dirt follicles, or certain things that you need to realize that become like freckles and things like that. You're not changing your race or anything like that. You're not moving something, or some people actually, the opposite of that as well, is some people actually, for a certain period of time in their life, they get a certain tone, or they have a certain tone, and they don't realize that that's actually a thing. Like, people don't realize that that's a thing sometimes. They don't realize that, like, sometimes people turn super dark sometimes, and then they get really, really light, like Sammy Sosa sort of thing. I don't know his particular case, but I know that that a lot of different Spanish speaking places, they have a certain tone to their skin, basically, and when the sun hits it, it makes the melanin in their skin react very, very abruptly, and so they look basically African, but they're not. So that's kind of the whole thing that people need to like realize, I guess. They have a lot of different people that have this kind of thing, and as far as the spectrum goes, there are different things that actually like promote. There's certain things like the fact that your skin is changing color actually wards off some predators because they believe that the predators or whatever animals believe that they're not actually there, and they'll they believe that they're in. Let's see, like it's not that. It's just like they believe they're hallucinating, so they run away most of the time. Yeah. So because they take things to numb themselves and a bunch of different stuff like that, tree roots and a bunch of different things like that. So that's that, I guess, and realize that not everyone who's African is always gonna be dark-skinned, dark-toned skinned. Just realize that, and then also realize that some of them are related, like most of them are related, and that's kind of the reason why. Sometimes it's because people don't realize the parts of evolution that we are, and they don't realize that some people, I'm probably related to a bunch of dudes who are dark-toned, and that's a lot of different things, and that's my dad, who basically kind of saw a picture of his dad and just didn't want to believe it, I guess. I don't know why he didn't want to believe it, because he was outside of his life for so long, probably. But I don't think he's as racist as my other people say they are. But I think that he's pretty insensitive sometimes, because if I had the chance to actually meet my dad, my grandfather, then I would do it. But what's up?
Can you bring my parents for dinner in about 20 minutes?
Yeah, sure. But that's kind of on my grandparents on my dad's side. If I could, that would be cool. And most of the time, though, I think that people don't realize the message that I'm trying to get through is that it doesn't matter like what kind of thing happens in your life. The family is always there. You know, family is always around. Family is always somewhere in on the world. So, and just I guess just be yourself, because I mean there's no changing it. Sometimes there's people who are just gonna be the way they want to be, and there's nothing you can do, you know. I mean, if you want to be that kind of thing for change, but if you don't, then just enjoy yourself, because there's really good stuff that's headed our way, really good stuff, and really good stuff. I'm just concerned because I hope no one else actually does lose themselves completely, but that's always left up to that specific person most of the time. So have a good day. You are your own one-person bomb squad. You can defuse situations that happen. You can try to do different things, but realize that if you can't, or if you can't really get into it, then you should seek therapy. I seek therapy, and I realized that I was still good at video games. I can still draw pretty much anything I want to, and I've been practicing since I was 5 years old, so I'm pretty good at it. And if anyone ever wants commissions done, if anyone is ever listening, or if anyone ever watches this, then I'm pretty down to do it. I'm good with paints. I'm good with brushes. I'm good with a bunch of different things, and I can sculpt too. So actually, I'm getting that stuff together in the garage that I have. So just hit me up. My Twitter is Joseph Anthony Rodriguez, and my Facebook is Joseph Anthony Rodriguez, and my Instagram is 01joe64. So, and that's my portfolio basically. I can do a bunch of different stuff, and I mostly did acrylics. I'm gonna try oils this time. and I'm gonna see if I can actually start doing stuff with that. It's basically what I'm making is my own profile, so portfolio and profile. So thank you for listening, and I'll talk to y'all later, I guess. Or no one later. Have a good day.